We will find out everything that we want to know week 2 versus Michigan.
Yep.
We're going to find out everything we need to know about this
We're gonna
offense.
find it out fast.
And we go. All right, we are on day 3 of breaking down every position group at Oklahoma, getting through them. We're on the wide receivers today, and I would be lying if I said that I was, man, I was,
Excited, thrilled, happy,
yeah. So it was
feel
like
good.
over
Ecstatic.
the offseason. Obviously, we had the beginning of the offseason was absolutely awful for the wide receiver room. Everybody just left. We had a whole episode about how we think it might have been medical staff. It might have been all this jazz. There was a bunch of rumors behind it, but doesn't matter anymore. They're gone. They're gone.
Yeah.
And anyways, we ended up getting a lot of guys out of the portal for the wide receiver room. We do have a couple,
5.
and I'd be lying if I said that I think that all of these guys are gonna be stars, or even just really just one of them. I'm hoping that we get one like solid starter out of all these guys. I think there is a couple in there that could be a solid starter, but man, when you compare this wide receiver room to the days of old, it is not star-studded like it used
Days
to
of
be.
old, bro.
When you compare it to even just 2022, when we had Marvin Mims and we had some solid guys around him. But if you really go back, you go back to like 2018, 2019, those wide receiver rooms, man, it really makes you miss the offensive philosophy every once in a while, the offensive minded head coach,
Yeah.
because it was tough. It was tough. Obviously, I'm gonna start us out. Obviously, we got Deion Burks. Deion Burks is our
Yep.
number one guy. He is a guy that I'm like, yes, yes. He is a guy that would have played here during Lincoln Riley days.
Yeah.
Yes. But bro's not. Bro's the same case as Gentry Williams and Nick Anderson last year. How much are we going to see Deion Burks? Hopefully he's fully recovered. I'm sure he's fully recovered right now. But man, one of those guys that's on and off the field. And man, when your star receiver is out, he's not really a star receiver anymore. So it just sucks, dude. Gosh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got to say about Deion Burks. Please play. Please.
He's
Please play. Gosh.
Deion's a stud.
He
He's going to
is.
go to the NFL. If he can stay healthy, he will go to the NFL and probably pretty high. But the question is, can he stay healthy?
Yeah.
But I love Dion. He's quick. He's fast. He can catch the ball. That's a big thing. He can catch the ball. I love Dion. I don't really have much to add to what you just said, but
I mean, I think obviously Dion, he's a freak athlete. I think we were all excited when he got here from Purdue. We were like, oh, he's gonna do this and that. But at the same time, I maybe since we're not ball knowers and I don't know ball, I'm trying to think of the like a slot guy that really is like carrying. Like I don't expect Dion to go for like one of those insane seasons going for 1,500 yards and being that CD. Like I want a CD Lamb, a guy that you can throw the ball up and he's gonna get it. Deion Burks is crazy athletic, but he's 5'9", and that I like. It's just that's how it is. He's a slot guy for a reason. He's going to get open, but he's not going to be the deep threat. And that's what I'm worried about because we have a bunch of guys that can play slot. We saw Jacob Jordan play in the slot and wasn't terrible. Like really wasn't that bad. I'll be honest with you. Like he was not awful. So, I mean, I think he's great, but he can't save us. He can't save the whole room. That's the problem.
he
Yeah.
definitely does give me like Tyreek Hill, Hollywood Brown vibes, which is he's going to catch a slant but take it for an extra 15 yards. Or he's going to have those random things where it's a cover 3 or cover 1 and he takes off a seam and breaks away for a deep ball. But I mean, you're right. Most of the deep balls are going to be from the outside receivers, and that's not where Dion is playing.
Yeah.
But I could totally see him taking an out route, a corner route for a
No,
good
yeah, I
chunk
agree.
of yardage. But
I agree.
it's definitely not one of those situations where it's a CD Lamb where you're running fade routes and long posts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Deep digs, those types
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah. I think he definitely makes our offense a lot better. He
Yeah.
changes what you can do. He's the only guy I've ever seen that has hamstring veins, bro. just straight like
Jacked.
Jacked.
you
He's
can't even
jacked.
count him on a single hand how many hamstring veins he has. Uh, I don't. Yeah, the athleticism's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to think about Deion Burks because I don't know if we'll see him. I
Yeah, I
do
haven't
not
seen
know
much
if
of
we're
it, yeah.
really gonna see him.
If he
And
is in though, he's gonna be disgusting.
dude, the thing is, so and obviously he was recovering from injury, but like when we saw him last year, he was just all right. That was what was really disappointing about him. I think is like, I think he was just recovering from injury in that LSU game, but he made very little impact on the games that he played.
Oh no, I already know what he's about to say.
Do you know why Dion was all right?
Here comes another
Because he
Jackson
had
string.
Arnold.
Jackson Arnold as his quarterback.
That's fair. That's a
There
fair thing to
was
say.
that Mizzou game, Colin. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Their Mizzou game. I forget what quarter it was or when it was, but there was a play where Dion was jumping jacks in the end zone, wide butt booty naked, wide open, and JA
I think he took a sack, bro. He threw it
took
away.
a sack. I mean, listen, I can't agree. I can't agree. But JA was horrible and made his receivers look god awful. You know what?
Fair.
Zion Ragens probably isn't that bad of a receiver, but he
Mm-mm.
had Jackson Arnold as his quarterback. So all the receivers look terrible. That's my only defense for Dion. That's my only defense.
That's a fair thing to say. All right, next up, we got to keep going.
Yep.
Gibson is probably my number 2 guy, and he is our hope on the outside. I think
Yeah.
his bro is 6'8". Not really. He's like 6'6", which really isn't that much shorter. Actually, I don't know why I had to exaggerate. He's also a guy though where health is a thing. Again, it's the wide receiver room, so
Mhm.
that's just what happens now. Health is definitely a thing for him. I think he's in a better spot than Deion Burks is because Deion Sanders. He's in a better spot than Deion Burks because I think his injury was like a less nagging injury and is more just like bro just got injured. You know, he tore his
I think he
ACL.
tore his ACL, yeah.
So that's something where hopefully just full year of recovery and you just come back. You don't have, it's not like a nagging injury like Nick Anderson's hamstring was.
Yeah.
Or quad. But the thing about Jaden Gibson is we haven't really seen him full form. I think 2023 we saw a good amount of him. We saw him BYU get a touchdown. That's what I can remember. He has a couple touchdowns in his career, but he's definitely got to progress. But I think he can be really good just because of his height and his length. He is Kylan. He is your guy when you say he can jump up and catch a ball over a defender. He's absolutely that guy. He can
Yeah.
moss Eli Bowen. I've seen him do it once in fall camp where he ran. They were probably 40 yards from the end zone, and he ran like a 20-yard, like a deep curl, like a 15-yard curl. The defender was right in front of him. He just jumped over his head, grabbed it over his helmet, and just took
That's
it.
crazy.
Yeah.
So the very next play, they're like 20 yards out. They just do it again, but instead he just goes to the back corner of the end zone. So basically the exact same play, but they just said go to the back of the end zone. Does the exact same thing to the exact same defender again, 2 plays in a row. That was like 2 years ago now. That was the beginning of the 2023 season. So
Gosh, that's a long time ago.
he was doing that 2
Yeah.
years ago. But man, hopefully we see that in real life because now bro is a redshirt senior. It's time. It's bro's time. It's
Yeah.
not. He's not the sophomore in practice who's he did that in practice. Like no, now you gotta. It's your time, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get Jaden Gibson back, man. Hopefully,
Need him back.
hopefully. 6'6", bro. There's also Satania, who in an ideal world I think would play slot.
No. Guys, we have to stop this. We have to. I'm sorry. I'm gonna. This is where I'm about to start. I'm just got to start kind of spazzing. I'm not buying it. I've heard so much of the he's gonna return kicks. That's what he's gonna do, and I think he's gonna be really good at it. But unless Deion Burks is literally laid out, he lose both limbs. Satania's probably
Both
right here.
limbs.
right here.
I think I agree.
right there.
There's no way you start over Deion Burks. However, but what if Deion Burks ain't playing?
I mean, maybe, but even then, man, good Lord, he didn't have a great season on Arkansas. And I mean, Arkansas didn't have much of a quarterback either, but good. I mean,
Would you take Jacob Jordan over him?
dude, at this point, I might. Man, I might. Dude, Jacob Jordan's
very
he's-
low hope for Satania, bro.
Jacob Jordan. He's
Where
not-
does the hate go from him?
I just don't. But hey, it's not even towards him. It's towards everyone that was like, oh yeah, Yeah. And I know we want these Power 5 guys, but dude, or Power 4, but I want someone good. Good.
Sure.
Not, yeah, he was there.
He was he was
He
at the
he
University
was
of
at the
Arkansas.
University of Arkansas. Cool. Awesome. I went to the University of Oklahoma. Look at me.
All right. So
Anyways, go ahead.
going on that vein, all right, we got two guys that we think are going to start: Jaden Gibson, Deion Burks. That leaves one or two spots that you got to be able to fill. And here's the thing. I'm gonna have to agree with your point in a way. The rest of the list is a bunch of guys that I'm just like, okay, all right. Giovanni Gibson, okay. Ivan Carrion, we saw him last year. Maybe he's good maybe he looked bad because the offense was bad, but all right. Zion Kearney, all right. Jermichael Carter, all right. Keontae Lewis, all right. I'm not saying that all these guys are
Jacob
gonna
Jordan.
be Jacob Jordan. I'm
Sorry.
not saying that all these guys are gonna be bad. I'm not even saying that none of these guys will be good. There might be a couple of really good guys in there. I think Ivan Carrion can be really good eventually in the future. Zion Kearney, I think, can be a pretty solid wide receiver in the future. But the problem is we don't know that any of them are good. And don't come at me and say I know that Giovanni Gibson's gonna be good because I watched UAPB tape. I don't care. You don't know how he's gonna play in the SEC, and you can't tell me with a real degree of confidence that this guy's gonna be that great in the SEC and on our offense. Um, and that's what I think is the problem for OU right now in the receiver room, is that we don't know who's going to be good. We don't know who's going to step up. We don't even know who's going to play because there's the two guys that we really want to play have health problems. So it's an absolute, what I would call a circus, because you have to really get everything together. And you got to find a couple of guys that are actually good. It's kind of the same thing with the running back room where it's like we have a bunch of guys that can be good. Let's find a guy that actually is. Just one. Just one guy
Yeah.
that actually is good and actually will stay on the field and not get hurt. Medical staff.
I think I think what we'll see in the first, maybe not Michigan, but the first few games before SEC play is a lot of rotating receivers. Like a lot of guys that are probably going to get pretty equal minutes. I would say Dion and Jaden Gibson will probably play, most of the game, but I could totally see that X, position getting rotated quite a bit just to see. So I bet you we would see a bunch of Ivan Carrion, Jermichael Carter, Centania, Giovanni Gibson in those first few games.
I
And then
agree.
after that, we kind of just roll with who's the best.
The problem is last year I would have said, yes, you have 3 games to figure it out. You're fine. Figure out who your star receiver is in the first 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Auburn rolls around, we travel to Auburn, we'll figure it out. We'll have it figured out. Or Tennessee. Dude, that's just not possible anymore. Yeah. We got week 2, we have one of the best defenses in the country coming.
Yep.
So we don't have time to figure it out. We have to figure it out very, very soon. Game 1, it will definitely be a figuring out game. But man, you have 1 week to figure out who your starters are after that, really. Who your
Yeah.
guy is. It's gonna get real, real quick.
In my opinion, I feel like a lot of people I see it and it's like, oh, you guys don't want these guys. Some people that aren't from Power 4 schools are good. And I believe that. I do believe that you can come from a non-Power 4 and be very good. But the problem is we are depending on Power 4 or non-Power 4 guys to come in and start and play right away. Like Giovanni Gibson is listed as he's going to start.
Yeah.
Like if we were in a position where let's say Nick Anderson is still here, Andrell is still here, and then we were like, we don't have that much depth, and then we go get these guys that could be good. I'm all right. I'm on board because I'd say, hey, I'd take 6'3", 215 because, hey, he'll get some good training. But to go from playing, you just played Prairie View A&M, and now you have to play LSU. That's
Or
what
even crazier, bro's got to play Michigan in 1 week.
His second game ever.
Second game.
He's going to
His
line
second
up.
game at the Power 4 levels, bro's playing Michigan. And he's playing it for OU, who the standards are so high. So it's a mess.
Yeah, it's just
It's
a whole
definitely
different ball. Like, I mean, I get the 6'5", Jamarco Carter 6'5", whatever, but he was at McNeese. Like McNeese, it's not like I'm saying he's a bad football player, but
Yeah.
he is expected to like come in and ball right away.
Yeah.
How does if he? I don't believe that the coaches at McNeese are that raw, and we're like, yeah, we got him right, and that Emmett Jones can get him right and get him Michigan right in a couple months. I don't. I
Yeah.
don't. I think if he's here for a couple years, he might end up being for real. But
Yeah.
it's just a crazy ask for me. Like I feel bad for them almost. Like yeah, you're being thrown into the fire. Hey, get ready, strap up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say this, and I might get some hate for this. I think I am on the side of I have a little bit of faith in the receiver core, only because I think receiver is one of the easiest positions to learn how to master on the football field. And it might sound crazy, but receiver is so easy. If you're athletic, you're quick, you can make good cuts, and you can catch the ball, you're going to be a good receiver. Plain and simple. And obviously, it's simple. It's not easy, but I think it is easy to some extent. Deion Burks is a freak athlete. He makes good cuts and he can catch the ball. He's a great receiver. If you can just get these guys who are already athletically gifted, like Giovanni Gibson, like Jermichael Carter, like Isaiah Zintangia, and then you just work with them, get their cuts down, get their movements down, their hesitations, all that stuff down, and then they can catch, then they're going to be raw. The question is, can Emmett Jones do that within what have they had now? 8 months to work with each other? Maybe a little less? And I don't know. And I think the reason why we struggled so much last year is like, I think a lot of the guys that played weren't expecting to play at the start of like when they started the season, which is honestly their fault because as an athlete, you need to be ready to play at all times. But I think now that we've gone through that crazy situation, the receivers are a little bit more aware that anything can happen and that even what's his name? Let me pull him up. Elijah Thomas, freshman, could end up getting some reps this year if all things went crazy.
Yeah.
And so hopefully they I think they're going to be a little bit more locked in this year and realize that things like that can happen. And I think we'll be all right.
That is
I
fair.
hope so.
That's
fair.
very fair. Very fair to
The,
say.
the guys that played last year did not know they were going to play. That is fact. They had no idea. But on top of that, I just think the question mark this year is that none of these guys were here last year. Like that's the biggest scary part for me. Is like,
Yeah.
man, like if we knew who these guys were, it would be different. But the fact that we're just, pulling strings out of some other schools and it's just tough. It's just tough out of really small schools. It's
Yeah.
tough. And it's weird because man, would we rather have Andrell or Nick Anderson on this depth chart right now? Golly, they would make all the difference. Nick Anderson would change this offense entirely.
John
Just-
Matisse, Nick Anderson.
Yeah, just him by himself would change what this offense, how I feel about this entire offense. Just Nick Anderson.
Yeah.
So
'Cause,
it's brutal. And again, we have to play Nick Anderson.
Yeah.
That's what other schools look like. That's what other schools look like. The schools that we're about to play, they have those guys, and we don't. That's why I'm skeptical. It's like LSU has those guys. Alabama has those guys. Texas has those guys. We have freaking randos. So that's what makes me worried.
And I
Yeah,
mean,
but we got Gentry Williams. We got Eli Bowen.
Hopefully, bro. Clap it up.
Hey,
Bro's
yeah,
clapping it up.
I'd hope.
Clap
But
it up.
I will say, like, I think there's a chance because I do agree. Wide receiver, if these were DBs from Pine Bluff, I would have zero hope because I think DB is probably one of the hardest positions to
I
play.
would say it's probably the hardest.
Like,
That's fact.
I know people
Personal
argue
opinion.
quarterback. Quarterback, the concept of it,
No,
like
quarterback is hardest.
quarterback,
And then
but like I feel like the actual act, like playing the actual act, like throwing the ball as a quarterback, but it's all like the mind stuff. You have to remember I feel like that is why it makes it harder. Playing DB, having to literally mimic a receiver you don't know what he's doing, that's insane.
Physically, I'd probably agree. I'd probably agree that DB is.
I know what you're gonna say, Cole, because you played it. I know.
I played both. So like I don't
Making the throws, I feel
Like
like
making the throws and like doing that.
okay. I can agree that like physically
That's
on
what-
a
yeah.
play-by-play basis,
Yes.
it is harder.
Mentally, quarterback's
But
way harder.
overall,
Yes.
quarterback is harder.
Yeah, I'd
100%.
probably say that too.
100%.
I can agree with that.
100%. But that's why I'm glad it's the wide receiver because at least the guy across from me doesn't know. But the thing is, I know that the DB coach from Michigan is a lot better than the DB coaches in the SWAC. I'll be honest with you. So those DBs are going to be licking their chops as soon as you be like, you're going to hit that one move
Yeah.
and you're jammed right into
Yeah.
the dirt.
That's what I believe. I believe Emmett Jones can help these receivers.
I'd hope.
But
Hey,
the
get on that
question is-
drugs.
Are the receivers going to be ready for it? You know,
Yeah.
are they mentally going to think like I have a chance to play? Is Elijah Thomas going to think in his head I have a chance to play this year? Because he does.
Yeah.
It showed last year he actually does.
Yeah, actually
Sure.
does,
Anyways,
bro.
we've been ranting about this for a while, but
We have.
that's the
It-
receivers. We'll see. It looks crazy now, but I mean, once again, Spence, like you said, nobody can say definitively whether or not one receiver is going to be successful or not because you can't tell until you watch the
Yep.
games. You
Yep.
cannot tell. So
We will find out everything that we want to know week 2 versus Michigan.
Yep.
We're going to find out everything we need to know about this
We're
offense.
gonna find it out fast.
And we're going to find it out fast. We truly, truly are. Yep. We truly, truly are. So,
What just happened?
man, I'm excited for that game. But
it's gonna be a fun game, dude.
all right, Pod, we'll be back later this week with the tight end room. And also, we're going to
Oh, better, even better. I
today.
can't wait.
The tight end room is crazy. True circus.
All right.
All right, we'll see y'all later.